Hi Aquarius, welcome to your reading for Sagittarius season. We are going to do a simple past, present, and future spread, and then we're going to dive into it, as I always do. Don't forget to watch, share, subscribe, tap on the notification bell. Welcome to the Witch Switch, where we switch off everyday normal life and switch on to the witchery. If you're new, welcome. If you're coming back, thanks for returning. So that's enough with that introduction. We're going to see in what ways you're lucky, Aquarius, and that's why we're going to dive into this spread. We're going to see how far you've come from Scorpio season and what to anticipate into Capricorn season, because once we get to Capricorn season, we're in a position of authority and discipline and doing things the right way. But Sag season, we're going to see where you're lucky or feel luckiest, okay? So we're going to pull 3 cards. So for your past position, you have the 7 of Swords. For your present position, you have the 8 of Wands. And for the future position, you have the Page of Wands. So the past, you have some kind of deception, betrayal, some cheating going on even. It's just like the rug was pulled from under you. You're going to probably hear about this thing, even though it happened way back when. Now, we just had the retrograde happening. We may feel little particles of it still lingering, but you may get either, some news about something that really, you felt like you were robbed, either by someone or something. You're going to hear about it currently. And the Page of Wands in the future position, it's perhaps letting go and just living life. And we're in a state of adventure. It's like we kind of got our fire back. All right, so I think Sag season is going to make you feel really good. Fire and air is a good combination. So the elements are in cahoots. So the fact that I'm talking about winning and like feeling like you got your fire back and the 6 of Wands appeared here, I'm going to leave that in the future position, okay? So let me shuffle a little bit. Now let's pull up some cards for the 7 of Swords. Okay, some 3 cards, please. 3 cards for the 7 of Swords. Well, that's a lot. So I'm going to choose 3 cards from the ones that fell. All right, so we have the Tower in reverse, the 5 of Wands, and Death. Interesting. So again, this feeling of betrayal, something was taken from you, something that I think just really pulled the rug from under you, Aquarius. You did not anticipate this Tower coming. It's like we skipped over the Tower. It went straight to death for you. To me, this was the most unexpected thing imaginable that you went through, whatever this is, okay? But it needed to happen because you're a fixed sign, and sometimes you're not great with change, and the universe has to kind of shake you up a little bit, or in this case, just close that chapter. You've spent too much time on whatever or whomever, and it wasn't just, you needed better. You needed to do better. Okay, so it forced you to get out of your comfort zone. So we have the King of Wands, we have the Chariot, and we have the 5 of Pentacles in reverse. So like I said, you may get news from either the situation or someone who was a part of this betrayal or, this deception, whatever, this death here. They may come back around you. You may hear things about it. I feel like you're going to come into a place where there may be some forgiveness that you may do. You may end up doing what you think is the impossible, and that is forgiving the situation and what happened, and having the gratitude to know that, although unfortunate things happen, you rose from it, Aquarius. And you probably also developed some kind of psychic or powerful gift, a strength that you carry that I don't think you would have ever had if it wasn't for this thing dying out or ending. So you're not in a position where you feel less fortunate or feel abandoned in any way. No, instead you're the king here, and you have a very strong intuition at the same time. Like, you may have some Pisces placements, but you're starting to become more aware of this gift that you have and more accepting of it. And I think that's also why this death had to happen here. I think there was a time where you probably ignored your intuition, and then there was an opportunity or a moment where you should have listened and you didn't. So that's kind of the learning that came from that. You know, although a death happened from it, and death doesn't have to be literal. It's metaphorical. It's theoretical. It's however way you want to describe it. It doesn't have to be literal. Okay. It was just the burning away just had to happen, but you gained something out of it. And I think that's where you feel like now you're realizing, you know what, like, I'm cool. Like, it didn't break me. I didn't really lose out entirely. Like, I didn't die from it. I rose from it, and people are cheering me on. Like, I'm even cheering myself on right now. So this is really good. This is really good. And it's giving you a very young essence or kind of flair to how you feel about the whole situation right now. There's like a sense of freedom that comes from it. I say freedom as the Hangman comes out. Okay. I think the freedom that comes with it is just not having to analyze it or think about it. Like, it is what it is. You're probably bound to it by somehow, you're bound to it somehow in a way where maybe there's a long-term effect to this death card here, to whatever the situation is. Like, for example, maybe some of you feel like, maybe some of you's gone through a divorce and you end up paying more than what you anticipated and you lost so much. And although you realize you're free from the situation and you're better off, you may have some obligations, responsibilities, debts that may be still tied to this thing. You know, that's probably why the Eight of Wands is currently happening now. You got some sort of message from the past, where the past came back around somehow. So there could be some kind of obligation that you're still tied to. But at the same time, you're not dwelling in it or in the situation entirely anymore. You're broken away from it, but the repercussions behind it is not something that's going to last forever. It's just a momentary dent. It'll get fixed, it'll get rectified, it will go away. So you're very good. You know what I mean? Like, there is no fault, and these are all lessons that you've acquired from it. There's a lot of lessons, but half of it is celebrations. What you're carrying, even though he can't see it, there's a lot, but what you're carrying is not all bad. 6 of those things are just support and cheer from people around you. The other 4, to me, I mean, look, you had 5 before. You're not carrying those 5. So, I mean, to me, these are things that you've gained. And then you have this post here. This post gets distributed into 10 even wands here. Like, this whole trunk gets cut up and distributed very evenly here. So it's not a complete loss. You can absolutely utilize this to create a home. That's it. It doesn't have to be a burden. Utilize it as a safe space. That's why the 5 of Pentacles is here in the reverse. You're not abandoned or left out or you know, homeless or anything like that. You have the resources to build the life that you want, despite other people trying to ruin it for you, Aquarius. You don't have to let them. As long as you're resourceful, that's all that matters. As long as you see the future and you see the big picture, you're good. All right, let's get some oracle cards. All right, so we have self-reflection, and we have the void. So Aquarius, for some of you may feel somewhere in your life, if it's not related to this, there's somewhere in your life where you feel like maybe you can have more. There's this sense of depression. If you're living in the East Coast, it's cold. You know, most of us are not in the sun all the time. So, you know, it's being mindful of our health right now. It's being mindful of our feelings and how we feel, and try to do some self-reflection. Ask yourself questions. Why do I feel this way? What can I do to be more active? How to get myself out of this slump? You know, as long as you're keeping on top of yourself and being mindful of your daily habits, you can get out of this. You're not confined here. And if you're having a hard time getting yourself out of it, then there are resources that you can, you know, apply for and utilize. You know, do that for yourself. Invest in yourself. I'm telling you, Capricorn season, you're going to start doing things like that, where you're going to dedicate your time and your money into things that provide resource and value, security and stability. Capricorn's all about stability. Didn't I say build yourself a home? Once you build yourself a home, the right people will come in. The right company, the supportive group. You won't be having conflict and chaos all the time. But in order for the calm to come after the storm, you have to build yourself and create yourself a home and a healthy living. And by then you'll discern who's worthy of your time and your space. All good things, Aquarius. I'm going to bring out some prompt cards. These are more self-reflection techniques that you can utilize. And let me know in the comments if, you know, the reading, you know, relates to you or the cards in question. Okay, we got a few. I'm just going to take out these two. All right, so it says, complete the following sentences. If blank was true about me, I would be scared. If blank was true about me, I would be horrified. Unpack why this is the case. Maybe that can help you get out of your void. What values did you grow up with? How are your values now the same or different? That's a moment of self-reflection you can do to see what you can tweak, what you can update, and what can you reevaluate when it comes to what you value and what you put time into. What kind of space in your life do you feel like could be adjusted or no longer aligned with how you see the world today? These are good things to go back on, because then you gain a self-awareness at the same time. You know, the more you ask questions, the more self-awareness you are, or the more self-aware you are, excuse me. That's what mindfulness is. All right, Aquarius, I'm going to leave that there. This is good stuff for Sagittarius season. I think you're going to realize that despite where you are in life, you really are grateful and fortunate and lucky. And I think that's very important, that this state of measure that you have has more to do with you and how far you've come, and not so much the influences of other people. So I love that for you. All right. Again, thank you. Don't forget to watch, share, subscribe, tap on the notification bell. And if you guys want a personal reading, my link is below. If you want a personal reading with me, if you live in New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, I do go to in-person vendor events. Follow me on Instagram. That's also below. I list all my events there. So come out, meet me. I look forward to seeing you, and I'll talk to you next time.